I don't know what the color, what colors. Oh, I can see it in the mirror. It is. Hey everyone, it's Kat and welcome to my channel. I'm over 50 years old and I love makeup and skincare products, and today we are going to be doing my go-to makeup look. Now, I know a lot of us haven't been leaving the house recently, including myself. I'm very blessed to be working from home and grateful for that opportunity. But on rare occasions, I do get to go outside my house. And when I do have a simple look that makes me feel good. And we're not going to be using a ton of products. I just hope I can teach you a little bit of techniques that are small but have big impact. So let's just jump into the video. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Cat's Eye Beauty. And if you're new here, thanks so much for stopping by. Please consider subscribing. I would love it if you would be a part of my family. Okay, how are you? I'm going to be honest with you. It's wine time. So we are going to do an informal get ready with me. We're going to put on some makeup. We're going to chit chat, and I'm going to show you my go-to makeup look. And let's not worry about what products you need to use, which foundation, do I have that exact same eyeshadow palette. We are just gonna have fun, and I want you to pull out your makeup that makes you feel beautiful. It doesn't matter what foundation you use. It doesn't matter what eyeshadow palette you use. So we are just gonna jump right in and get to it. So pour yourself a glass of wine, have a root beer. Root beer, where the hell did that come from? And let's get into it. I already have a clean face. I have zero makeup on my face, including eyebrows. You see all that plucking that happened in the 90s? That's what happens. But I do like to start out with a tinted moisturizer sunscreen, SPF 46. Never leave the house without SPF. So this is Dermatology's tinted moisturizer, SPF 46. It has such a beautiful consistency, and it just has a natural luminosity. It's a sunscreen, yes, but it also doubles as a moisturizer. So all I do is I just put a little bit on and make sure my face is adequately covered. Dudes, I really put on this tinted moisturizer every single day, even if I don't leave the house. I know, that's crazy. I mean, sometimes if you sit by a window, maybe you do get some sun. I don't know, what do you think? Now, as my tinted moisturizer SPF is settling into my complexion, I like to go in with my brows. Today, I'm going to be using the Brow Ultra Slim from Maybelline. Totally affordable, total drugstore prices. And I'm just going to go ahead and brush out what I have left of my eyebrows and fluff them up. It's been months since I've had my eyebrows done. I've been basically shaving them, and I did a video on how I shaved my face, and I'll put it down below in the description box if you want to see how that turned out. But yeah, I just basically carve out my eyebrows. Wish me luck, because I know it takes forever to do eyebrows, but I'm going to speed it up for you just so you don't have to. Okay, so basically I have both eyebrows on, and after applying the color, following the natural line, I just take my spoolie brush and try to disperse that color. I kind of look like Groucho Marx at this point, but you just want to soften it up and really getting that color dispersed. Now, it's not exactly perfect, and of course, my eyebrows are vastly different. This one grows down, and this one kind of grows across, as you can see. And I'm just trying to disperse that color. Okay, now, after dispersing that color with the spoolie, if I want a dramatic eyebrow, I will go in with brow gel to make my hairs, fluff up a bit more. But I'm just gonna go for an easy look today, nothing too glam. Now, I do like to carve out my eyebrows because I have these spare hairs through here. And usually how I do that is I take a concealer, and in this case, I'm taking the Benefit BOI-ING concealer, and I just put a little bit on the back of my hand. Now, with a tiny, tiny MAC brush, I'm going to take a little bit of that concealer, just a tiny hair right here, and put it as flat as possible on that brush. And I go in and I carve out my brows to cover up those errant hairs that kind of go crazy. Now taking my ring finger, I just tap in that concealer to blend it out. But you see how it cleans up those lines and it covers up those little hairs that need to be plucked. But I find this method works great for me, and it just kind of enhances the shape of your eyebrows. But I absolutely love this little trick. And in the meantime, knowing that I'm going to do a nice eyeshadow look, I'm going to go in. I just take a tiny bit of the MAC Paint Pot Eye Primer in Soft Ochre, and I just tap it onto my eyelids because I do have a lot of discoloration, I have veins, and some age spots on my eyelids. So I just want to have a nice even canvas on my eyelids. Just gently tapping it in. You can also use a concealer brush and just tap it in as well. It's whatever you feel comfortable. I find the heat of my fingertips is definitely the best tool to apply any type of makeup. Alrighty then. Okay, take a drink. Okay, now that my sunscreen has fully absorbed into my complexion, it's time for foundation. Now, you can use any foundation you like. I have been actually loving the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Foundation Plus Skincare. I have been in love with this formula. It is medium buildable coverage, and it does have skincare in it. But what I like to do is take about 1 pump. That's pretty much all you need with this foundation. All right, okay, bad habit. I did a half pump there. And here we go. And just for FYI, I am in the shade Light Warm 23. Now, what I'm gonna do this time is I'm gonna use my damp beauty sponge, and I'm gonna tap it into the applicator and just bounce it onto my skin. And I find this gives such a beautiful, luminous coverage. And just bounce. Make sure you take it all the way up and out. Now, this is just 1 layer of foundation, and I feel for me that's enough. You can still see my skin peeking through, and I think it's beautiful medium coverage. Now, whatever spots that I missed, I'm not worried about because I know I'm gonna go in with concealer. Now for concealer, I'm just gonna go back in with the BOI-ING Cakeless Concealer. And I find that this is such a creamy formula, it doesn't cake up under my eyes. And I'm just gonna put it through here, and I'm gonna put it up towards my temples to give my eyes an extra lift. Now I want to draw attention and pull out this area so these areas will have more light on them. And this is where I tend to get red, and I want to pop it through here. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my ring finger again and tap it in. Oh so gently, because the skin under your eyes is the most delicate area on your face. So you definitely want to be gentle with it. And then just take whatever's out here and tap it out. This is definitely brightening. Now with that same damp beauty sponge, you just want to gently press it in. Now, if you have problems getting into the nooks and crannies of your nose like I do, I love this concealer brush from Flower Beauty. I believe I picked it up at Walmart for $8, but it is a fabulous little angled brush that you can get into those nooks and crannies and just blend that concealer into the foundation so it is seamless. And then actually go back through and make sure you tap in that concealer oh so gently. Tell you this is the best brush ever. Foundation, concealer on, eyebrows, eye primer on. The next step that I like to do is to go in with my airbrush bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade medium, and I like to take a fluffy brush and just swirl it in there and tap off the excess. Now what I do is I don't swirl it on, I just like to tap it on because that foundation that I use is quite dewy. So I just want to press it in to the areas that I want to carve out. Because if you brush it on like so, you might wipe off that foundation. So you want to press it in gently like so. And then onto the other side and take it up, pressing it in like that. And of course, you definitely want to go through your jawline. And it may look a little harsh right now, but what you can do is take your beauty sponge and tap it and roll it in to diffuse it so it looks way more natural. Do you see that? It's beautiful. This is such a beautiful formula. Oh my gosh, I know it's pricey, but there's more than just one use of bronzing and contouring with this. And then what I like to do is just go ahead and press it in through here. Now I have a tiny forehead, but if you pull your hair back, you definitely want to bronze and contour through here. And just kind of bring it down. If I'm feeling a little sassy and I want to contour my nose, I take a BH Cosmetics brush like this. I'm gonna hold the ends together and squeeze it tight and use that same bronzer contour, and I'm just gonna bring it down the sides of my nose. I used to be so self-conscious about my nose, so I just wanna tap it right through here. And it's just a small detail, but it makes such a big difference. And you want to make sure you squeeze it so it's a little sharper. And then right across through here. But that's not all. We're still not done with this bronzer. Another BH Cosmetics brush. And I'm just going to go right above my brow bone, just to add that bronziness onto my eye. And since I have hooded eyes, I like to look straight ahead and just go right through here. Make sure you're looking straight ahead and hold the brush at the very end so you have a light touch and you have more control of the brush. And just slightly tap that in, lightly brush across. But I find using bronzer on my eyelids just adds that little bit of color that you need right through there. And it's great to use as a transitional shade. And I just bring it in right through here. Now for eyeshadow, you can use any neutral palette as long as you have like a dark cocoa brown and like a shimmer shade and a champagne color. Today I'm going to be using the Wayne Goss Imperial Topaz eyeshadow palette. You don't have to use this palette, I promise. There's so many other neutral eyeshadow palettes. Another great neutral eyeshadow palette that's totally affordable and it's only $3 is the e.l.f. Bite Size Crush eyeshadow palette in Cream and Sugar. This is a stunning, beautiful palette. But today, since I paid the big bucks for this, I'm gonna go in with his palette. I'm gonna go in with this shade with my Morphe 507 brush and just take a little bit. Remember where I put the bronzer? I'm just gonna go right below it and just try to carve out a little bit more definition there and just ever so slightly tap that in. I just wanna deepen that. And I love this brush because it's so fluffy and soft and it's totally affordable. And then I just take it out ever so slightly. But also look straight forward because you want to go above your fold with hooded eyes. I mean, you can have hooded eyes if you're like 30. I'm 53 and I have them. They started sagging when I was 40 something. I don't know. But you're just ever so lightly deepening up that area to add depth. Then I take a clean fluffy MAC brush and I just soften up those edges and blend it. Now with the second shade, which is the shimmer, I'm just gonna go in with my fingertips. Look at this pigment on that shade. And all I'm gonna do is tap it onto my eyelid. And with the same rougher brush, go back into that brown and just slightly tap some on the outskirts of my eye. With that same shade, with a rougher brush, I'm going to line my lower lash line. One of my favorite tricks to add a little pop of definition to my lash line is to do my waterline. Now, it looks kind of scary when you do it, but I find if you use a Kohl pencil, it is the easiest to apply because it's pliable, it's soft, and it doesn't smudge. And in this case, I'm using Precious Opal from Wayne Goss. The consistency of this Kohl eyeliner is stunning, and it doesn't hurt. It looks painful, I know, but I just gently lift up my eye and just go to town. And I just go from the very outskirts of my eye all the way into my inner corner. And if you look closely, there is a subtle difference. It's like that je ne sais quoi. What's up with her eyes? This one tends to pop a little bit more. This one kind of like fades off into the distance. So let's do the other eye. I find the older that I get, the less I want to put a Kohl eyeliner on my upper eyelash line. It tends to smear because I do have hooded eyes, so I find using this method, doing a tight line on my upper eyelid, just adds that special pop. And I know it's not going to smear on the top of my eyelash line, so beautiful. Now, to have a little more definition on my lower lash line, instead of using a Kohl eyeliner, which can tend to smudge, I get it, I know it happens. It happens to the best of us, especially when you get a little bit older. What I like to do is take a small angled MAC brush, spritz it with some setting spray. In this case, I'm using Smashbox. Make sure I get a nice little spritz on there. And I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Coffee and Cream eyeshadow palette and just take a little bit here. And since this is angled, I'm gonna go and stamp it across my lower lash line for eyeliner. Now I take that angled end and I just slightly drag it out. Like so. Super easy. It tends not to smear. Just the right amount of definition for my eyes. But we're not done yet. Oh no, we ain't. If you want, it's not absolutely necessary. You can take a champagne shade, and I'm going to take it from the Cookies, Coffee and Cream? Cookies, what the hell? I would like some cookies and cream right now. The Cream and Sugar. I'm going to take this shade right through here. It's not necessary, but you can. I mean, you can go ahead and highlight your inner corner. If I have time, I will, and then take it and just to brighten up that inner corner, like so. And I am a firm believer in curling my eyelashes because my eyelashes literally stick straight out. I don't even bother with putting mascara on my bottom lashes because those stick straight out. So what's the point? You know? So let's curl our eyelashes. For a natural looking lash, I love using Wander Beauty's Unlashed Mascara. I find this formula is so beautiful. It does not clump. I love the applicator. It's slightly curved and it just has a beautiful consistency to it. It's not too wet, it's not too dry, and it just adds beautiful length. I mean, look at that ridiculous length on my eyelashes. Pretty amazing, huh? Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to blush. I love the pigment on this. It's such a stunning, shocking pink, but don't worry, it doesn't look like that once you apply it. And I find it just gives that youthful glow. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heat it up with my fingertips, as you can see. And I'm lightly gonna go through here and tap it all the way up and bring it up. This is just such a beautiful way to apply with the heat of your fingertips and just kind of go up and take it a little bit down. And if you overdo it, you can always diffuse it with your beauty sponge or a brush. But I find this is a really great method for me. And it just adds that beautiful glow. Do you see that? It really does sheer out. It's a stunning color. Absolutely love it. Love this blush. I didn't like it at first. It was one of those affairs where I grew to love it. Now to set my under eye, I'm going to set it with a flat brush like this. And I'm going to go in with the Shiseido Self-Synchronizing, Self-Refreshing Foundation Powder. You know I absolutely love it. And you can use the sponge that comes with it. But this time I'm going to go in with a flat brush and tap it in. And just bring it out so I have that extra lift to my face. And set where I tend to get oily. Now for highlighter, I'm going to go in with Juicy Pang's Jelly Beam Highlighter. Now this is a beautiful shade of rose gold and it has such a buttery formula. I did a haul on Korean makeup from Yesstyle and I absolutely loved all of their products, but this is just such a beautiful subtle glow. And I'm just going to take a tiny bit and just tap it right through here. Now I'm not brushing it on, I just want to tap it in so it gets into my complexion so it's absorbed. I really want my skin to look like glass, and if you apply it just through here, it'll catch the light. And then I'm going to take my fingers And I'm just gonna tap it through here. And I want those high points to come out. And then take my brush and just gently tap it in. And of course, Cupid's bow. It's very subtle, but it's beautiful. Typically, I would go in with a neutral lip, of course. And since we're now wearing masks, forget about it. I got lip gloss on like all of my masks. Hello. But today, I feel like changing it up. This is my go-to look. Actually, when I was teaching ballet, I always loved a good classic red lip. So we're gonna go for it. We're gonna do a classic red lip. But I absolutely love this lipstick from Ulta, believe it or not. It is called Chili Pepper, and it is a beautiful shade of red. And you know what? I'm just gonna go balls in. Who needs a lip liner? This is a very, very glossy lipstick. It is a stunning formula, but the one caveat, it smells. I don't like how it smells. It smells kind of like your grandma's lipstick, or in my case, my lipstick, because I'm so old. Now, it will transfer. This will definitely transfer, but I think this is a beautiful creamy formula. If you want it to stay, it's not going to, but love the color, love the affordability, and this is Ulta, and the shade is Chili Pepper. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Okay, everyone, final look. Now, you know what? I think this look turned out really nice. What I like to do at the very end, I want to make sure I take a clean, fluffy brush from Sigma, and I believe this is the Duo Fiber F50, and I just like to brush off whatever powder I have left, because I don't want my foundation or the finishing powder to cake up on my face. And I find it just kind of presses everything in and settles into my complexion. But what do you think, guys? I mean, this is literally my go-to look. Of course, it would take a lot quicker if I just sat there and just boom, 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 and hashed it all out. But I wanted to give it a little pop of color with the red lip, and I think it turned out really nice. The eyeshadow look is super easy. You don't need any expensive eyeshadow palettes to get this look. Use the colors that you feel good in. All you need are some neutrals and some nice dark browns, and if you're not the faint of heart, you can try tight lining under your lash line. But I find it just is super simple, adds a beautiful pop of definition through here. And as far as the techniques of putting in your contour and bronzer, I just feel that it just lays onto your skin a lot better, and it just doesn't look like it was just slapped on. But there you have it. So I hope you enjoyed, you know, my go-to makeup look. You can change up the lip, you can change up the color of eyeshadow. It's all up to you. It's how you feel and how you feel best. But in my next upcoming video, I will be sharing with you my nighttime skincare routine. I cannot wait to share what products I use, exactly what do I do, and how I do it. And that's gonna be so much fun for me to share with you. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I would love it if you would be a part of my family. And for more reviews on makeup and skincare, check out these videos over here. But for now, mahal kita, I love you, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. I don't know, it just fell, but okay. Wow.